that everything happens for a reason. Today, you might be questioning your whole life as we look at some of the strangest coincidences in history. Starting off this countdown, we have the 4th of July. The 4th of July is a big celebration in America. The holiday marks the signing of the Declaration of Independence. But did you know that a lot of US figures have died on July 4th? In fact, 3 of the first 5 US presidents died on this date, 2 within hours of each other. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both died on July 4th, 1826. The 5th president, James Monroe, exactly 5 years later passed away as well. Seems to be in our 9th spot, we have Barbary Shore. Barbary Shore is a novel written by Norman Mailer. It's about a character who rents a room in a Brooklyn boarding house in order to write a novel. Then a minor character is introduced, and it's his neighbor who turns out to be a Russian spy. Well, after the novel was finished, Mailer's neighbor was arrested for being a Russian spy and hiding out in his apartment, just like in the book he wrote. And he had no, this word from the end is spear. And how old was William Shakespeare when the King James Bible was first completed? He was 46 years old. So someone explain this to me. Please go ahead. Try and explain this. Coming in at number 6, we have the Jim twins. In 1940, a set of twins were put up for adoption when they were only 3 weeks old. They both ended up getting adopted by different parents, so they got separated. They were raised differently, however, both lived near identical lives. First off, we got their names. Both adoptive parents named their son James, but the boys wanted to be called Jim. So you got Jim Lewis and Jim Springer. Keep in mind, they lived separately and had no contact with each other. Gets weirder. Both Jims had a dog. They both named the dog the same. They named it Toy. In school, they both enjoyed math and carpentry, but had trouble with spelling. Both Jims went on to marry a woman named Linda. Then they both ended up divorcing Linda, and then they married again. This time, they both married a woman named Betty. So you're telling me that they both married someone with the same name, not once, but twice? What are the odds? Later on in life, both of them had a son. They both named their sons James Allen. They both drove the same car in the same color, and both were chain smokers. In 1979, both the Jims actually met each other and realized just how similar they were. Like, this is wild. They had the same habits and everything. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with My Way. My Way is a beautiful song by Frank Sinatra, but it also might be cursed. Why do I say that? Well, at least 6 people were killed in the Philippines between 2000 and 2010 while singing My Way. Karaoke is a pretty popular pastime in the Philippines. However, this song is now associated with bad luck there. One time, a man was shot by a security guard for singing this song badly at a bar. Others were killed for hogging the microphone, and quite a few were killed for singing the song on repeat. Due to the repeated deaths, the song is actually banned from ever being sung or played in bars. In our 4th spot today, we have the license plate. World War I began after Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in his car on June 28, 1914. The car's license plate read AIII-118. Which wasn't a big deal until people realized that this was the license plate. Now, this car was placed in a museum in Austria, and it sat there for almost 2 decades before a British tourist noticed the significance of the license plate. So literally, World War I started and ended with this car. Coming in at number 3, we have Catherine and Mary Kelly. On November 28, 1888, a woman named Catherine Eddowes was arrested after being found drunk on the streets of London. When she was taken in by the police, she gave them a fake name. She told them her name was Mary Kelly. Later, she was released. However, that night she was murdered by none other than Jack the Ripper. The freakiest part is that that same night, Jack went on to kill another woman, none other than Mary Kelly. The random fake name that Catherine gave the police, who is actually a real person and also got killed. How scary, but also how tragic. In our 2nd spot, we have the Disney lovers. In the early 2000s, engaged couple and got it on camera. I guess that's how you know that your love was meant to be. Years later, they decided to take their kids to Disney and recreate this iconic photo. And in our number 1 spot today, we have the lightning strike. There is a 1 in 500,000 chance of being hit by lightning. There's a 1 in 9 million chance of being struck by lightning twice. What about being struck by lightning 3 different times? This happened to a man named Major Walter Summerford. He was struck by lightning 3 different times throughout his life and survived. Not only that, but when he did pass away, his gravestone was also struck by lightning. What are the odds of that? Like, did he piss off Zeus or something? All right, guys, that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments below which one of these coincidences you thought was the freakiest. Also, do you have any stories? Let me know in the comments below. And now, speaking of comments, let's move on to our comment shout-out portion. Jacob Wellputs commented, "How do you know all this? You're a god of genius." I don't know. I just know everything. Like, ask me a random fact, I just know it off the top of my head. There's not a thing called Google. Cameron Villagrand commented, "Make a video called Top 10 Creepiest Zelda Theories." I actually love the Legend of Zelda games, so I totally would do this, but maybe on our sister channel, Top 10 Gaming or Top 10 Nerd. Kevin Rennie commented, "Hi, great video again, Lindsay. My question is, if you had an identical twin, how would you know which one you were? I'm a little confused." But I do have an identical twin. So yeah, I mean, sometimes she films the videos for me and you never know who is who. All right, guys, that's all the comments I'm showing out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya. Bye.